Good morning, goat lovers. Derek here at Blue Cactus Dairy Goats. And the last time I saw you, I just dropped off goats south of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I am currently in Laramie, Wyoming. So last night at about midnight, I made it to the Denver area and I dropped off a doeling and a buckling. And then I went to sleep at a truck stop right there. It wasn't the nicest truck stop in the world. And anyway, I woke up and just started driving. Had a taco brisket, I believe it was called, at a Buc-ee's. Yes, there's a Buc-ee's in the Denver area. And we are here at a Love's in Laramie, just taking a break. I'm getting me a cup of coffee, and these goats are having their coffee and hay, if you will. These are my 4 bucklings that I have left. This Bessie buckling right here, he's going all the way to Oregon, so he's in it for the long haul. And these are my 3 doelings that I have left. This one and the Bessie buckling are still getting a bottle. So they got their bottle this morning in a Buc-ee's parking lot, and this girl here doesn't feel like she got enough, but she did. If I open the door, she just wants out, don't you? No, get your little head in there. No. So anywho, it looks messy in there, but that's because there's goats living in there. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm doing it differently this year. I always have the cardboard down underneath to help absorb all the pee, plus kind of pad from the metal floor. And we used to use straw or pine shavings. We're using the cardboard for absorbent and padding, and I'm just putting towels down, so it looks messy, but it's helping. It looks messy, but the goats aren't messy. Hey there. Oh, yeah, get back in there. Or if I stand over here, they'll quit doing that, huh, Bessie Buck? So anyway, yeah, with the pine shavings in here, whenever I get to where I'm going and I hand a goat off to somebody, they're just covered in hay, or shavings and hay and dust, just covered. I always feel so bad, like, you know, and here's your priceless item that was delivered from 5 states away, just covered in dirt. Plus Emily and Crystal always give them baths before they leave, so it's just a shame to have them so filthy. So although the pine shavings do look better in here sitting on the floor, they appear cleaner than the cardboard and hay mess that they've created for themselves. The goats are absolutely cleaner, and that's what it's all about, keeping the goats clean. Plus, when you get to the end of this, or if I wanted to, I could pull some of these towels here and kind of, you know, if that goat would let me anyway, but she won't, I could pull those, you know, roll that stuff up and just kind of throw it away in, you know, in one of those trash cans, and no one would be upset about it. No one would say anything. But if I was to, you know, get a rake and a shovel and start scraping out pine shavings, everybody, you know, somebody would be like, hey, you can't do that, because that'd be out of the norm, and people don't like out of the norm. See that goat standing in its hay? That's because it's a goat, and that's what they do. And so I got a little bowl for their hay, and I've been putting a little of what we call stand mix. Oh, look at that. The Bucky, huh? Or you were at the Buc-ee's too, weren't you? Are you making fun of me too? To get you a retainer, huh? So anyway, yeah, I used that little bowl and I put some hay in it and some of the stand mix on it, which is Nutrina 17% and some sunflower seeds. And then I use these little bowls right here for water. And the doelings up here have the same thing going on. And I just put a little water in there every time I stop. And the reason for that is the moment I start driving, it spills. So that's why the waters are on the same side, you know, and even back here, I don't know if, yeah, you can't tell, but there's a channel in between the cardboard and the, you know, where it wasn't big enough to come all the way over to the edge. So if the water dumps out of that one, in theory, it runs down and runs out right there. And you can see how wet that cardboard is. So it is working, but that's what's going on. We are getting rid of 4 today. I'd have to look at my paperwork to see who, but I think 3 bucklings and 1 doeling, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that just yet. Our first drop off today is going to be in Salt Lake City, so I'm going to run in, get another cup of coffee, let these goats eat and drink for just a little bit longer, do some work on my phone, and then we are off to Salt Lake City. All right, guys, so we are coming into Salt Lake City on I-80 from the west, like from Wyoming. And I have the camera pointed up the road, as you can see, because this is a way better view than a view of me talking about stuff. So I've never been into Salt Lake City coming from this direction, but I've been in, you know, all the other directions. And anyway, it's a cool town, big mountains, as you can see. And I have a feeling they're gonna get a little bigger. I saw some snow on some earlier from a distance. Anyway, one of the things people always kind of ask is why I deliver the goats. And I've told this story before, maybe a year or two ago, no doubt while I was delivering goats, but we've got a lot of new subscribers since then, so it just seems fitting to tell the tale. So, way back at the beginning of the COVID, I guess, if you can say that and not get banned on the internet now, I guess, but at the beginning of COVID, or right before that, our goats were born. We sold some goats. I guess it wasn't right before that. It was March 2020. No, it would have been like May of 2020. So way back at the beginning of COVID, or April, May 2020, one of those, we were of course selling goats like we do in the springtime. I hope the rain doesn't ruin the view for you guys, but anywho, we were selling goats like we do every spring, and somebody up in Michiana area up there, Michiana, Ohio area, bought some goats. And I thought, man, that's cool. If I could deliver them, I'm gonna get a free trip home, because I'm originally from that area. I was like, cool, I'm gonna get a free trip home. And then COVID happened, and they were locking people down and quarantining and things like that. So, this was at the very beginning of it, so nobody really knew what was going on just yet. This was way back then when they were taking masks away from people because you didn't need it, and it was for law enforcement, blah blah, stuff like that. Right at the beginning of it. So I opted to not take the goats there, but we still had other goats that had to go all over the country. So I took 9 goats to Texas, where we met a transporter, and one that we've used before, and we like them. We have nothing bad to say about them. That's not the point of this. I learned a lot from them. I don't think they knew that, but in the years previous to that, every time I like to ask questions and know things. So, every time we were dropping off goats, I was paying attention to how they did things, and I learned a lot from them as far as how to transport animals safely. But anyways, we took 9 goats over to Texas and dropped them off. But when I dropped them off, they did not have their normal trailer. They were getting ready to take off and do their deliveries, so they were having the trailer serviced, the wheel bearings packed and stuff like that that you want to do, and I probably should have done before you take on a big trip like this. You don't want anything going wrong with live animals in the trailer. So anyway, and I'm sure to some extent I was probably inconveniencing them by dropping them off a day or 3 early, but it's just kind of how it had to be. But so anyway, they brought another trailer, and I put our 9 goats in there, and and away we went. I went back to Arizona, and they did their thing and delivered all the goats, and a couple of weeks went by, and one of our goats, or a couple of our goats, they went to one location, but anyway, they came down with Dwarf. Now, Dwarf is kind of like cold sores for a goat, just to keep it simple. Ooh, look, there's some snowy peaks. Hopefully you can see that. I wish it quit raining. I shouldn't say that coming from Arizona, but anyway, so Dwarf, like cold sores for goats, just to keep it simple. But so I didn't know it at the time, but I had put those 9 goats into a trailer that they used for a boar goat operation. Now, boar goats, you know, I'm not an expert on boar goats or something, but they're, you know, they're primarily raised for meat, and there is an acceptable amount of Dwarf that just kind of runs wild in the herd, and they, there's really nothing you can do about it, I guess. So, you know, they're not going to put down their whole meat operation over it. So anyway, that's Crystal calling, but she's just going to have to wait. So anyway, I put the goats in the trailer. They went up to where they were going, and then they came down with Dwarf. And, you know, through a process of, you know, elimination and kind of thinking about it, we realized that that's how they got it, because they were in that trailer where there were boar goats, and they probably, you know, they get the cold sore scab, and it falls on the ground or on the bedding, and that scab lives for something like a year. It's been a while since I researched this, so if I'm wrong on the time frames, you know, go easy on me. But so they had, anyway, the scab falls off or onto the ground or into the bedding, and it's, you know, and it's transmissible. It's contagious for up to a year, something like that. So anyway, maybe it's contagious for 6 months, but you get immunity for a year. There's some way around it, but only if you can control it. Anyway, those goats got Dwarf, and you know, and it was kind of, you know, what are you going to do about it? But so that's the first part of why we transport goats, right? And then that's kind of the main part. You know, we've put a lot of you know, a lot into this, and, you know, and like the brand Blue Cactus, you know, we can't have people out there, you know, we're a pub, you know, we're in a you know, a YouTube channel also, you know, like we can't have people saying, you know, don't buy their goats, they got Dwarf, you know. So so it became, you know, so from then on it was just kind of, okay, so that was in April or May or something like that. And then somebody wanted another goat in Colorado, Grand Junction, Colorado. And this was after the other ones had delivered, and we had already heard about the Dwarf thing, and we were dealing with that. So I was like, I'll take that goat up, because I'm kind of always down for a road trip, especially to somewhere, you know, beautiful like this. I'd move the camera, but I can't reach it. But hopefully you saw these snow-covered peaks, and I bet there'll be more. This is Park City, Kimball, Utah, just east of Salt Lake City. So anyway, somebody bought a goat up in Grand Junction, Colorado, and me and one of our older daughters, because we have 2 older kids that they're in some of the older videos, but they, you know, they're older, and they've moved out and they're doing their thing, and they don't want to be on the videos. They don't want to be in the videos anymore. You know, we're not on TikTok, so we're just lame, you know. So anyway, me and one of our older daughters, Kaylee, we drove a single goat up to Grand Junction, Colorado, or Delta, Colorado, somewhere up there. And it was, you know, I got to go through, what's the name of that town? Telluride. Just a beautiful area. There was snow on the mountains, and, you know, yeah, there's snow on these mountains, but I didn't know that at the time. Like, way back then, I didn't know that there could be snow on the mountains in summer, you know, in into May or June or whatever it was then. So anyway, we took the goat up there, and then I had found a state park and made a reservation to stay the night there. Ridgeway State Park in Colorado near Telluride, if you know it. Neat place. So anyway, we dropped the goat off in Delta, Grand Junction area, and we made it back to Telluride just as the sun was setting, or before the sun had set anyway. And I had Kaylee, our teeny bopper daughter at the time, you know, she was about had it with the road trip. So she just sat there and camped. And I hiked, you know, walked around the campground, and I hiked up on this little overlook. And there I was staring at the snowy, snow-covered San Juan Mountains, mountain lakes down below, and I just couldn't believe it, like how, you know, how everything had changed from the poverty that we had lived with, and we're still in at that time still too, but you know, it's just an awe, like standing there looking out at all this and like realizing that I was there because of goats and because of YouTube, and it was a real, you know, it was awesome, it was neat. And that right then, that ride home was like, you know, we got to keep the brand safe, which we were already on that. You know, we got to protect the brand. We can't have people bad mouthing our goats, and I'd love to see America if there was a way that I could do that. You know, gas money and free McChickens or whatever. You know, like I'm down, I'm ready to go. So on the way home from that trip, from dropping that one lone goat off, and his name was Sultan, and the Sultans, because I was always singing that. I was singing that song the whole way. That's probably what annoyed the teeny bopper there. But yeah, on the way home, that's where that's kind of where we just kind of figured it all out. You know, ironclad. If we deliver our goats, you know, we're a disease-free herd. There's nothing at our house. If we give things, you know, if we get vet health checks to ensure all that, and the goats are healthy, disease-free, clean, and I pick them up out of the pen, or Crystal does rather, one of the girls, or, you know, one of us does anyway, and puts it directly in the trailer, and I take them straight to you. There's no chance of them getting anything. They're, you know, I don't haul other people's goats around, just ours. People have offered, you know, you can stay here, put the goats in the barn. I will not do it. The only place I've ever gotten the goats out at was my dad's house, where I grew up, and I know firsthand there was never any animals there, any livestock or anything. So, and that's the only place I've ever gotten them out. You know, but so that is how I came to do this big goat migration every year, delivering the goats, to protect the brand, and to see the country, keep everything safe, keep all of our customers, because that's what they are, I guess. Keep everybody happy, and I've been to everywhere but Maine and North Dakota. And you know, and like, I don't really count Rhode Island. Sorry, Rhode Island, you know, but I mean, Delaware, I mean, come on, guys, you know, if you really want me to, you know, buy a goat in Delaware if you want me to go there, but you know what I'm saying. We've been all over the country, and I've got to see America delivering these goats, and it has just been neat. I mean, look at this, right? Hopefully that camera there is picking it up. You know, the camera never does anything justice, but look at these mountains, huh? They look fake, huh? Like fuzzy. But as of now, we are 16 miles from dropping off the we have 2 drops here in Salt Lake City area, and the first one is in 16 miles and also 16 minutes. Ray truck ramp. You can tell when people live around here how fast they're going and how comfortable they are with it. I have never been down this road before. But I've been down lots of roads like it now. 6% grade, that said, next mile or two, whatever. Couldn't read all of it. Somebody's pause it and tell me what it said. Nah, I'm just kidding, that won't work. You can pause it and read it, but you can't tell me. This is said YouTube's just a one-way mirror. Just me talking to you. It's hard for you to talk to me in real time. Yeah, neat. I've been able to take my kids with me. Daren's been everywhere, and Emily, I think, has been, we've done this a few times. They're all blurring together, but I think Emily's been up to the Pacific Northwest. Like, she's been here to Utah, Salt Lake City, and then I think she was with me, went up to Montana. She was with me in Oregon once, and Nevada, because we stayed in a town called Winnemucca, Nevada, which is an interesting place. And then we went through that town in Nevada that has the burros, just wild donkeys running all over town, and Emily got a kick out of that because we happened to have some hay with us, so the donkeys were our biggest friends that day. But yeah, I've been able to take my kids everywhere and show them America, and that's been awesome. I would really like to have brought Crystal with me on one of these, but like right now I left with 10 goats. Yeah, 10 goats. So, and we've already delivered 3 before that. So, there's still, I don't know, 35 animals there, kids, and so many of those animals are sold, and, it's a big chunk of money. It's our whole year, it just can't, you can't trust that to the kids. I mean, you can, they're good, they know what they're doing. I mean, we all know what we're doing, and we make a mistake all the time, There's the double, we double check each other at every chore time. We double check, like all of us walk through the corrals and make sure all the gates are latched properly and everybody's got water and the water's off and things like that. We double check our double check. And, so it wouldn't be fair, you know what I mean? You wouldn't want to put, if something were to happen and, say something happened and a couple of goats got killed, we had to refund that money and blah blah. Like, it's just a lot of pressure to put on kids, so we just don't need to do that. My wife is the goat whisperer, and she needs to be there with that herd, and I am a road warrior, and I need to be the guy that does this. So I didn't take kids with me on the first couple of trips this year because there's so much to do at the house, and Crystal needs all the hands she can get. But when I take off on the next one, I probably will take Emily with me, because I'll have goats and milk, and she's a pretty good milker, as I am not a good milker. I can do it, but you don't want to drink it because it was all over my hands. So I'll take Emily with me, and Daren can stay home because he's a big help to his mom, and he's big and big and strong, and and he can put rounds on target if someone wants to come and mess with my family while I'm not home. You got to deal with the dogs and my armed son and my armed wife. So keep that in mind, numbskull heads. Look at this place, huh? Hopefully you can see it. I bet you can. names of a lot of mountain ranges, but I don't know any of these mountains around Salt Lake City. If you know, if you live here in the Salt Lake City area, what are these mountains east of town? What are their names? Let us know down there in the comments. I'm sure other people would be curious. Wow, that's, you can't see, but up here to my right's some sort of mine looking thing. You can see tailing piles. We are 10 minutes away from destination, so I bet here any minute we're gonna come around one of these bends, and Salt Lake City, the whole valley before, is gonna be laid out below us. I bet that's gonna be pretty cool. When you come in on I-40 headed westbound into Albuquerque, it's got kind of a cool view like that, especially at night. So we are on I-80 heading westbound into Salt Lake City. Look at this. I wish I could point the camera up and let you see how high that goes. Sheesh. Hopefully the goatees are all right back there. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I left the tinted side windows in the trailer, and that's because it's 69 degrees out here right now. It was 55 last night driving through the Colorado, the Denver area. Monument was 55. Denver was like 65, but anyway, it's hot in the desert, yeah, but I got vents on top for that, and the goats are from the desert. They're used to that, but this 67 degrees with strange liquid falling from the sky, they are not used to that. Ooh, here we have a tight corner, and you know, no more I can see, that's the open city out there. Yeah, Salt Lake City. It's got some rain going on today, guys, so you really can't see, you know, as far as you could normally, but pretty neat. Pretty neat. I can see more probably than you guys can, but still. Where do you guys think's the best view? You know, I'm sure lots of you have traveled around. You know, I thought I'd seen it all. I thought the best view was, you know, on I-10 westbound out of Dragoon down into Benson, and then I saw Mount Shasta in California, and I couldn't believe that. And you know, there's lots of cool viewpoints like that. Let us know in the comments what your favorite viewpoint is. Maybe, you never know, I might happen across it and stop and take a picture and give you a shout out there. I don't know. This little trailer in front of us has been converted into some sort of camper. The air conditioner on top gives it away. I am 5 minutes away. 123 BA is what we're after. Neat city. Gridlocking. You know that guy's cool. You can tell by the sound.
In a quarter mile, use the right lane to take exit 123 BA for I-15 South, U.201 West toward West Valley, Las Vegas.
This guy right here, this is what a desert landscaper looks like. It's got some oleander trimmings in there. You know, you blow all that stuff out. See, that's what I did. I had a company like that right before this camera, before this YouTube stuff took off. That's what I did. I drove around like that. I do not feel bad for that guy. That guy's, I thought I was living the dream doing that. I had other guys, you know, other buddies of mine from the old neighborhood, and I'd be home at like noon. You know, we'd make the same amount of money, but I'd be home at like noon, and gave me time to do the goat thing. I am not sure where this thing wants me to go.
Use the right lane to take the ramp to South 900 West, then use the right lane to take the Utah 201 West ramp.
South 900 West.
Use the right lane to take the Utah 201 West ramp.
201 West, okay.
Continue for half a mile.
Continuing. If you guys can see.
In a quarter mile, take exit 17 for 900 West. Take exit 17.
Working on it.
In a quarter mile, use the right lane to take the ramp to South 900 West. Use the right lane to take the ramp to South 900 West, then merge onto South 900 West.
All right.
Merge onto South 900 West, then turn right.
Okay. I should have went. Well, so this is rush hour traffic in Salt Lake. Oh, that lady was gonna let me go, but I hesitated. That's how nice people are here in Salt Lake. She was gonna let me go. They don't do that in all cities. All right. Oh man.
Turn right, then turn right.
Well, I'm glad a cop didn't see that. I was going the wrong way, then there was a bunch of debris in the road. All right, I think I'm here. This is kind of the name of the game. Now I pull in and I'm waiting for somebody to recognize me and find a place to park. Over here looks good. And that person stole my spot, so I'm gonna try to, let's see if I can straighten out. Just a bit. All right, we did it. So this is Dreamer and Aragon's doe, and her name is Dolly. She's gonna be living in Salt Lake City. All right, so we just drove across town to another truck stop, and I fed the goats, and we are waiting on someone to come and pick up this Abilene and Champ buckling. It's the guy right up there, the buckskin. And as of now, we are down to 2 doelings up there, if you can see them, and 1, 2, 3, 4 bucklings, soon to be 3. This here is Abilene and Champ's buckling. His name is Mischief Managed, and he's going to be staying here in the Salt Lake City as well. All right, you guys, so we just came from Salt Lake City there, dropped off those 2 goats, came out of those mountains, and out there is the Great Salt Lake. Massive, huh? We are going that way to Wells, Nevada. Big lake. Up front we have an Abilene and Champ buck. His name is I Saw the Light. And in the back there we have a Mia and Aragon doe, and her name is Mercy Me. All right, guys, that was the final drop off for today. We are in Wells, Nevada. There's the Loves where I just dropped the goats off. I've moved across the street, found a good spot with a view, if you can see that. Believe it or not, I've stayed here before. It was, I think, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, but I stayed right across the street at the Loves there. But as you can see, I found a good spot, big RV spot, no one's around, plenty of room. I'm gonna set up in the back and stare at my phone like everybody else for just a little bit. There goes a Nevada State Trooper. Big snowy mountain. Whenever I was here before, it was 2 or 3 years ago, I came with 2 goats and I came from that way. That way goes all the way down to Las Vegas eventually. And then in the morning, we're going that way. Does anybody know what's that way? As far as the goats, believe it or not, I only have 1 doeling left. And 2 bucklings. That's right. They're eating. I put a clean towel down for them guys to ruin, and she still has a decent one up there. So that is it for today, guys. We will see you again in the next one. Bye.